In this video, I'm gonna talk about appointment setting, what it is, and if you should start with this or with closing. So lots of people are just gonna go straight to closing jobs, and that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, the choice is up to you on which job you wanna start with, and that's why I make these videos, to give you the most information so that you can make the best decision for you. So what is an appointment setter? An appointment setter schedules calls for the salesperson, for the closer. That is the general, extremely simple explanation. So you will communicate with leads through messages, calls, and get these leads to go and fill out a call application to speak with a salesperson on a sales call if they are qualified to do so. So what does this look like? When you are an appointment setter for a business, the business is going to give you access probably to their Instagram account, their other social media accounts, and you will manage those inboxes. So you're going to respond to any messages that a business gets. Then you're going to have a quick conversation with those leads, ask them very simple questions about their situation, and then you're going to point them to schedule a sales call if they are a good fit. And a large part of being an appointment setter these days is also calling warm leads. Now, again, this is different than cold calling. Most times you are dialing leads that have already opted in to a webinar, to some kind of paid advertisement, or they have attended a webinar and they just didn't move forward with buying. There's also people who schedule sales calls, but they didn't show to the sales calls. So everybody that you're reaching out to has already shown interest in this business. We're not dialing 85-year-old women trying to sell them fucking insurance. Okay, this is totally different. So your job is to schedule qualified leads onto sales calls for the closer. That is basically it. In some cases, you will reply to comments that a business gets on their social media posts, but that's pretty much automated these days, so I really don't even think that that's part of these roles anymore. In general, your main job is just to get people to schedule calls with the closers. So the entire job can be done from your phone, and it's all done through messages and typing and moving your thumbs and really nothing else. So how do you get paid? You get paid 5% of every sale that the salesperson closes. This is a typical industry-wide commission percentages. Some businesses are also going to give you a small base pay every month, but it really just depends on the business. So let's say the closer, like you set a call for the closer and he closes a $5,000 coaching program. You get $250 for moving your thumbs or making a quick dial. That's how it works. Now, what will your day look like? You will obviously be logged into a business's Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media account that they use primarily for lead generation, and you will have notifications on. So anytime a message comes in, you're on it right away. Speed to lead, you hit them immediately. And you'll have a shift, obviously. It might be all day, might be for 4 hours. Again, it just depends on the opportunity. But you're on your phone or computer and you're handling messages that come into an inbox and you're doing dials to a list of warm leads that the business will provide to you. Now, here's why you should maybe start with appointment setting instead of closing. Number one is it's just the easiest job in the entire world. When I make videos on appointment setting and I explain this job like I'm doing now, and lots of people don't raise their hand to do it and they're like, oh, hell yeah, I want to do that. I'm like, okay, whatever, you can make between $4,000 and $8,000 a month reliably just to send messages back and forth and call warm leads. Why can you reliably get paid that much? Because you are doing something that is extremely important to the business's money, and that is getting potential leads onto sales calls. Okay, that is very valuable. Getting the leads to actually schedule and show up to calls is possibly one of the most valuable things you can do for a business's money. Getting people to close on sales calls is not that difficult once they've showed up to a call. If they show up to a call, they have some serious level of interest in this product, right? It's not that hard to close them, right? But getting them to the call, that's a different story. So you are extremely important to the business. And another thing, you're using their social media accounts. It's not even your account, bro. Like, this is like some fear with people. I never even thought of this. People would just be like, well, do I have to use my social media account? Like that's some end of the world fucking disaster. I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? No, bro, it's their account. Why are you even worried about this shit? So you don't have to show your face, and you're doing the exact same thing that you're doing all day anyway, which is dicking around on your phone. But in this case, you get paid to do it. And people still don't want to do it. And I find this insane because when I was trying to figure out how to make money online years ago, like pre-COVID probably, it was way harder to figure out. Appointment setting wasn't even a thing yet. And there was like way less info out there on what to do. So I was digging deep on like internet forums and shit. Now you have more than enough information to figure out how to do anything. There's endless people teaching you how to do anything you want on YouTube. There's probably whatever the most niche interest in like learning how to succeed or make money, there's probably still thousands of YouTube videos on it. You know what I'm saying? Everything you need to know to succeed is at your fingertips. So if I'd seen something like this back then, I would have been like, oh, hell yeah. I would have done this immediately. All you have to do is get people to schedule calls, most of who are already warm. You don't have to show your face. You barely have to speak to anyone. You don't have to get on video calls, usually just dials. Make cash. There's no catch. All you have to do before you accept an appointment setter role is vet the business and just make sure that they're making money and they're generating leads. If they have those things, you're good. And this is a great place to start because the barrier to entry is much lower than getting a closer role. So 18-year-old kids are doing these roles, bro, like complete dummies whose brains aren't even fully developed and whose brains actually these days have been being rotted since they were like 10 years old from TikTok. And they're doing this shit, but you can't even do this. So if you're an adult of any age and you have a full-time job, this is an important point too, because this is easier, like an easier transition than trying to jump full-time into closing would be. Next reason that you may want to start with setting is a good introduction to closing. So when you appointment set for a business, you're going to get to know their product and their market very well because you are basically the front line talking to all the leads. While that may not seem important, that is an extremely valuable skill set to get to know the clients in the market of the business that you are working for, right? You're getting trained on things that you will basically need to know when you become a closer. And it's just happening naturally through setting. So if and when you want to close later, you're already way ahead, right? You already know what you're doing. And if you've been doing a good job setting for a business and you go to the business owner and you say, hey, I'd like to close, I'd like to move into closing, they're much more likely to be, okay, cool, because you've been doing a good job for them and they know you. So it's just an easy transition, right? Business owners prefer to promote people in-house for these reasons that I just mentioned, instead of if one of their closer drops out, now they have to be like, okay, I got to go find a completely new person who I don't even know and just believe the bullshit they put on their resume, which is probably all lies, and then hire them to take the sales calls even though I don't know shit about this person. Which option do you think they want to do? You. And the process of hiring in general is time consuming and annoying. Okay, it is a business owner's least favorite thing to do in the world. They just want people to do the job, and they know that you are probably going to do that very well and reliably because you've already shown that in an appointment setter role. And I've literally had this happen with students in my program. You can go and watch the video on my channel with me and Mike. It's titled Fired from His Job to Appointment Setting at the highest level or something, where he started as a setter for a business and now they're moving into closer, and he was making $14K a month as an appointment setter, not even closing yet. So this is real. It's really just up to you and your work ethic. Next reason why many people should start with appointment setting is this. You are just extremely likely to succeed if you do this. From working with tons of people and being in this space for years now, the main reason that people fail at making money online and why they will never succeed is because everyone quits almost immediately. End of story. All of these make money online things work. It's always the person. There are no exceptions to this. You are not special and neither are your circumstances. If you took 100% of the people who have tried and failed at making money online, 99.9999999% of them, the reason that they failed is because they quit. It's because they gave up. And appointment setting is the easiest possible way for you to succeed. It is the most likely path for you to succeed at getting easy online money that there is. So The punchline is if you can get people doing something easy and seeing some success very quickly, they're much more likely to succeed in the long term. Like if you get a quick win, that fires you up, right? You're more likely to keep going. And no, AI is not going to take over this job because AI can't pick up a phone and dial extra leads. It can't have an actual human conversation with someone over messages and calls. If you get a message or a phone call from a robot, and then you get a message or a phone call from a human being, who are you more likely to respond to? The human, 100% of the time. When it's a robot, you don't give a fuck. You're like, I'm not replying to that shit. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? You just hang up immediately. When it's a person, you feel more obligated to reply. Think about what I'm saying. If it's a person, you feel more obligated to respond and at least have a quick conversation with them, even if you're just telling them no. When it's a robot, you're like, off. This right here is why no business is going to let AI take over its lead generation or appointment setting ever. Because no matter how advanced AI gets, you will always know it's a robot that you're talking to. And this is the main reason I find this so comical. Have you been on the internet lately? People fucking hate AI, bro. They hate it, like with a passion. They fucking hate that shit. And you think business owners are going to put AI, which people hate, in charge of one of the most important money generating parts of their business? Because some dumbass moron in a comment section said, oh, well, AI can do this. AI will take over sales. So you think it's true? Like if you think that, you're a dumbass too, if you believe that. And I wish you would take your dumbass off my channel. I don't want dumbasses watching my videos. So you can do this job. It's not hard or difficult. And since most people watching this will never do anything or they will just give up, this is the most likely path for you to succeed, starting from zero. So if you're on the fence and you're not sure if you want to close or set or do this at all, you should do the setting. If you know that you want to figure out how to succeed and make as much as fast as possible, then you should close. It really is that simple. And again, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from doing either one. You just want to do what is right for you based on your situation. Both of these jobs are easy. You can kill it at either one. So just pick which one you want to do and commit. Go all in and you will succeed. That is the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.